Hi Oak Ridge students, this is Mrs. Martin, your librarian. I wanted to tell you some source recommendations for the World Problems Project and also show you how to cite those sources in this video. So first, let's look at your requirements. Section 1 is what you are focused on right now. You are picking a topic and also figuring out where in the world it is a problem, and you're just immersing yourself in figuring out more. You want to be able to tell your teacher all about your topic, so just spend some time the next few days reading about it and understanding it. I'm going to show you the other sections down here, but that's just so that you can be aware of what you need to find eventually. Don't feel like you need to rush this. So eventually you will be providing an overview of your topic and also looking at where in the world it's a problem, looking for a world map. Also in section 2 are statistics. Section 3 is looking at who is affected, so I would look for quotes, photos, video clips, things like that. The other part I wanted to focus on is down here in section 6. So this box is going to be all your citations. So every time you use a source, whether it's a direct quote or a fact that you are pulling and using, you need to say what source you were looking at. You need to give credit to the author. You did not wake up knowing that information. You need to cite the source. So you will have a whole list here, and you will have an MLA format. So that means not just a URL link, you need the author, the title, the publisher, etc. I should also just point out this scoring rubric. You should be using high quality sources that are going to give you the best information, which will in turn give you more points. How to get those points? Well, I'm going to show you some recommendations now. The Oak Ridge website has a link to our library down at the bottom. And after you click library, you will click Pathfinders. So these are all research guides I've made for classes. Yours is down at the bottom, World Problems Project. If you're the type of person that doesn't really follow the news, I would start with this source here, or any of these newspapers and news sites. With NPR, you can click News at the top, then World, and then you can select any of these regions and scan the headlines and see what's been happening recently. Another way to get started is by looking at this first database source, Gale Opposing Viewpoints. I recommend you scroll down and look at the different categories. So you see energy, health, science, war. Maybe looking at the list underneath these categories will give you some ideas of world problems, or you can simply look at all the issues they have listed. I'm going to go down to nuclear weapons as my example. Right here is the overview. So you can read this article. I really suggest you start here. For whatever your topic is, there'll be an overview article. And you can see it's broken up nicely. And you can get a lot of great info. Next is all the results. So let's pause here. Check out these results. This is why this is a database. It's almost like a folder. A database is almost like a folder. And inside that folder, you have everything you need for your topic. So these are all articles and sources related to my topic, nuclear weapons. I have statistics. I need those. What else do I need? Primary sources, that'd be great. Biographies, that could also work for first-person accounts. A lot of times, oh, I mentioned statistics. Okay, videos and images. We talked about needing those. Maybe maps could be in here. And then the news and magazines is going to give you up-to-date information. Let's click on news. So when I open these up, I have almost 3,000 news articles. Luckily, they are organized. They're organized by relevance, but luckily I'm seeing a lot of recent stuff. That's what I want. If I were to talk about nuclear weapons and it was an article from 1994 and I didn't realize that, it's going to be a lot of outdated info. So just do me a favor and scan those results. Make sure they're recent, or you can simply sort them by newest. So I see Iran mentioned here and here. So that is definitely a country I know we've had issues with before, nuclear weapons. So I am going to try this one and see more about the problem. So I'm scanning, I'm looking for, I see some names, some organizations, dates. I want to see some quotes. Okay, here's a quote here. Perfect, this looks good. You'd want to read it in more detail. Let's see, I want to show you guys a cool tool. This is statement here. Let's say I want to take some notes. You can simply highlight and take notes really easily. Let's talk about filling in those boxes. So I am going to get this quote here. I'm going to copy it, and it relates to, I'm just trying to figure out where to put it. We'll just say it, who's affected. You will read your quote in more detail. I'll just put it right here because it does say quotes. It says you need in-text citation. That's really what I want to show you. So, oops. What is an in-text citation? Well, that is your ability to show your teacher where you got this quote from. So it looks like this. You have parentheses. Right here, you have either the author's last name or the title, whatever information you have. Let's go back. Let's talk about how to get the overall citation. Right here, cite. That's what you need. This is the overall citation for the article. So I am going to copy that now. Remember, it goes at the very bottom here. And I'm going to paste it. So I don't see an author's last name, so I'm going to use part of the title. You don't need to use the whole thing. I'd say 2 or 3 words. And then the date, pretty sure it was 2021. Yes. So the date is also used. Close that parenthesis and put a period. And that is an example of an in-text citation. So I have included the details that I need and also shown my teacher where I got that information from. So that's one way to use this database, Gale Opposing Viewpoints. I'm going to briefly show you another one for topics. This is SIRS Issues Researcher by ProQuest. I would check both if you're really struggling with topic ideas. This one has trending topics, which is cool. And editor's picks, then the different categories like Gale, and lastly, the huge list, which you can organize in different ways. I'll just pick Basque Country. I just want to show you that, let's say I wanted to use this. You also have a citation button in this database as well. So this would be your MLA citation. All right, let's talk about Encyclopedia Britannica. I won't open it up, but I'll just tell you it's a great source for trying to understand your topic a little bit better and getting that background info. It's also good for images and maps. Sweet Search. Sweet Search is a search engine, so it's a nice alternative to Google. I'm going to type in nuclear weapons and then Iran. You'll get some ads, so just skip those. And then you'll start seeing a lot of .govs, news organizations, .orgs, Wall Street Journal, Nature. What else? Council on Foreign Relations, that's a great source. The White House. Lots of good stuff. All I had to do was search in Sweet Search. And, I don't see Wikipedia. I don't see any biased sources popping up at the top. It's just a lot of factual magazines and newspapers and websites. So that is something else I recommend. However, when you click on one of these, try Nature, usually you will not get a citation button at the top. So you need to cite this. So let me show you how to do that. Pays for a program called Noodle Tools. So I'm going to Google it. And it's on the Pathfinder, but I just Googled it. You're going to log in. So I am going to log in. One moment. This program before, so I didn't have many login steps to go through, but you maybe have never used it. You all have accounts because you have school Gmail accounts. You would connect it to Google. It might ask you, what high school in the district you go to. So of course, select Oak Ridge, and then you might be asked what year you graduate. That's just for looking up your account if needed. Then you're in. So what this is think of folders again. You are going to create a project. So we'll do that real fast. World problems in MLA format and then advanced level. You've got the World Problems project. Now we want to cite that website I just found. So I am going to click New Source, and this was Nature. I know they have a magazine. I have to figure out if this was just on their website or in their magazine. And the reason why I say that is because when you click that you found it online on the web, it's going to ask you, okay, is it newspaper, magazine? A lot of you will select web page, so I'm going to do that just so I can show you what Noodle Tools wants. They're going to want the URL, the date of publication, that is right here, February 2020. They're also going to want things like the title, the author, the publisher, which is Nature Magazine. And then you are going to be including all of that in these boxes. When you save, it will put everything in MLA format. And that's when you can simply paste it into your citation box down here. Takes a little time, which is why I recommend using those databases, but you're free to use the web. Just make sure you get the full MLA citation so that you can show where you got your work from. You don't have to use Noodle Tools as far as I'm aware, but you do need to cite your sources properly. I hope this Pathfinder helps you. Please stop by the library if you have any questions.